Alrighty, boys. Welcome back to the Goat Cave live. Today, we've got good friends of mine, Chris Johnson here, co-host, and then Kaleb Smith, our other co-host today.
Hello.
We're here.
Super stoked for today. We've been meaning to do this for quite a while. Again, we said we were going to do this like once a month, and then we just had a bunch of stuff happen. Like Kaleb had COVID, I had COVID. Chris, I don't know if you got it.
Nah, bro, I don't got the vid yet.
Yeah, there you go.
So
We'll leave it at that. But
I don't know, actually, maybe.
dude, I have a clip that I want to show you guys, and this is one of the coolest things that I have seen. And it's just so like fucking weird and out there. But do you guys know who Dean Dickinson is?
I know the name.
Yeah.
So we've had Dean on the show. Dean's a super rad dude. He's always riding pools and whatnot, but he's just got like such a cool BMX community. And this clip it's something else, boys. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is like the pool guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, little teaser.
Pull this up here. This is incredible. It's a big old gap to tire slide.
Oh my,
Is that a cop car? He just fucking smoked it? Or no, he missed.
bro.
He did smoke it. Dude.
Busted the cop car. Hey, man, my bad.
Do we know how stupid this is?
Yo, this is a dude who pulled up into the landing zone.
This is like the coolest fucking BMX jam ever, though.
The best
Like
thing
big
is...
old one-hander.
Yo.
I love that there's just two quarter pipes over a staircase.
Big quarter.
The
Yeah.
cop's like, do we know how stupid this is? And 90% of them are like, yeah, we know it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
bro.
We're still going to do it.
Yeah.
It's BMX. We're jumping little kids' bikes around. Like,
I'm very curious if he showed up because like people called, or if he just like was driving through.
yeah.
And like you know that dude 100% saw that he was coming. Otherwise, like why would he
Yeah.
go right then? But I love it. I thought that was fucking incredible.
That's like a 9-foot
That's
quarter.
awesome.
Yeah,
It's like in his front yard.
so good.
I wouldn't even call it a front yard, just like his parking spots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man. But yeah, shout out to Dean for posting that a while back.
Yeah, that was
Dean
awesome.
is super
That
sick.
is so dope.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. There's another clip I wanted to chat about too. This is just a funny one that local dude posted. This is our buddy Cam, who's from Cambridge, and this is just like, oh my god, man, this is ridiculous that this even happened.
Cambridge.
But I figured because we're already looking at Instagram stuff.
Keep it rolling. Love this shit.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a snowboard clip.
No, it's not a snowboard clip. I got to get through all the other bullshit.
Is this just like
Oh,
you
nice
just?
start, bud.
Right?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so once this thing starts to fucking work out, like, let's see.
Oh,
So we'll rewatch that just because nobody else saw it, but
bro.
Dude. sorry for the terrible quality and how choppy it is, but you guys will get the point.
Oh, dude.
Dude, his hands are on his head before the bus even hits it. He knows he's fucked up.
So for audio listeners that are listening after this is streamed live, our buddy is riding this like local ledge that I've ridden quite a few times. Great spot to go and do some Smith grinds, and does a full cab and throws his bike into the middle of the road, and a fucking bus just like runs right into it.
It's like instant.
Instant,
Bike
yeah.
on road, bus.
Instant, instant karma.
Yeah, so good, man. That's such a great clip.
Dude, look, as someone who's used to throw their bike a lot,
Yeah.
I don't really have a leg to stand on, but yeah, guys, stop throwing your bikes.
Well, not in
Right.
the middle of the road.
Or like, it ain't even close, man. Like, at least, he chucks it and just like looks away.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I bet
He
he's
really did not need to throw it.
he's not gonna do that again.
Yeah, no fucking way he does.
Wow.
I would love to chat with him about like how fucked up his bike got from that.
Because it's a BMX, like, it could have been alright.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it went under the bus, but like...
Oh, it's under. Like,
Well, it didn't
it's
get
on the front
it
wheel.
didn't get run over, but yeah,
Dude,
those
yeah.
pedals are cooked for
Did
sure.
you ever
Fuck
meet
yeah.
Jacob Haycock?
Yeah, dude.
So-
Jacob Gaycock. I love him. He's hilarious.
He drove He drove all the way to All In the one night. This is like way back. He
Right.
drove all the way to All In the one night just to realize his bike wasn't on his bike rack anymore.
Oh my god.
It
That's
fell
fucking
off?
terrifying.
Fell off his fucking...
Oh,
I-
man.
I'm not sure. I feel like he did find it somehow.
Right.
And it was fucked.
Oh, probably. I think he
Mhm.
said that a snowplow hit it and like pushed it into the fucking ditch,
Oh
which is
my
like,
God.
dude. And they always made jokes about like how their bikes would fall off. They're like, "Oh, Jacob, your bike fell off the car," and then the one day he's like, "No, seriously, it's gone."
That's fucked.
I've heard like horror stories about guys getting rear-ended or stuff, and you put like 3 nice mountain bikes, like full suspensions, on the back of your car, and then it gets rear-ended. It's like
And then that's more than we make in a year.
it's worth
Just
more
like
than
that.
the car, probably, dude. Gone,
Definitely. Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild, eh?
man.
Oh man. But how you guys been? It's been a while. If you guys are in the live chat tonight, why don't you say what's up? You know, we'll chat with you. Not too many people in yet, but eventually.
There's 3, and 2 of them are me and Caleb.
Yeah, and I think the other one's me.
Oh, what up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Dude, there's lots of stuff to talk about though. Like the last month or so, you know, whenever January hits, you really start to see all of the new basically sponsorships, people getting booted off of
Yeah.
like companies, and lots of sponsor changes basically. And some of them are pretty fucking wild in my opinion. Like obviously we saw Demarcus Paul off GT, which is like pretty interesting. And I don't want to Demarcus, obviously, he's co-host on Unclicked as well, so
Yeah.
shout out to them. But man, the reasoning is kind of interesting, right? Like it basically comes down to, with GT, you look at all the other riders, they're all wearing helmets, and I think
Yeah.
it's actually in their contract that they're supposed to wear a helmet for a good duration of the clips that they're posting.
Yeah.
Or like, because that's basically what sponsorship is these days, is that a company is paying you to post a certain amount like often, right? And I guess that he wasn't wearing a helmet for a lot of these, and they're not really into that. So they're decided, we're just going to part ways with you. And there was a lot of people that were kind of feeling like, dude, what the fuck, GT? Like, that's not BMX at all. But in my opinion, like, dude, there's so many other incredible riders on GT. And some of the, Brian Chikinski, like one of the most gnarly, badass street riders of all time, who sent some of the biggest gap to hangers, just the gnarliest shit, not wearing a helmet. But now he does wear one. And it just kind of comes down to, like, in my opinion, like if BK is doing it, then you should probably just do it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody should have their choice and everybody should be able to make their decision, but also, I think any company should be able to choose not to sponsor you or end their contract with you because you didn't hold up your end of the bargain, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd be interested to... Obviously, we're never going to see the actual contract because no one's going to give it to us,
Yeah.
first of all, right? No one cares.
I'll send Fudger a message,
Yeah.
Y'all got a copy?
But, I mean, like, it's business. I mean, I guess it's maybe not like core BMX.
Right.
But it's... If you're signing a contract to get paid to do a certain job, well, I mean, I guess tough break, right?
Right, yeah.
Like you knew what you were getting into.
Christian Regal made a really good point in the Instagram comments, basically just saying, like, if these companies aren't going to pay for your health insurance, then they shouldn't really care what you're doing. Like, with, your choice to wear a helmet, like, if that's going to be kind of, if they're paying for your health insurance, then absolutely, like, you should.
Yeah.
But if they're not paying for your health insurance, then fuck them, do what you want. And I kind of agree with that. I see a point, right? There's so many times where some of the best BMX riders in the world don't get covered through health insurance. There's sometimes that they do, right? And it's pretty wild to see. So I can see both sides, but I guess I lean more towards, like, you're getting paid to wear a helmet for these clips that you're posting on Instagram, and you're not doing it. So I don't blame them for, wanting to part ways, which is, I think, acceptable.
Yeah, like when it comes to the professional BMX side of it, you're getting paid to do that.
Yeah.
And think about it as a regular job. If you're not wearing your PPE, even though you probably know you can do the job without the PPE, it's the same deal. If you get hurt on
a job site, right? If you're not wearing safety glasses or anything, like, dude, fuck it. I'm sure GT will buy you a helmet if that's the problem, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm sure. And
I thought he was sponsored by a helmet company as well. Like, I thought he got sponsored by Bell or something really weird last year. Because I know that there was a thing where he said he was sponsored by a helmet company, and I was just so weirded out. I was like, what? Like, he doesn't wear one, so that's a little strange, but...
Yeah, I wonder, like... Well, with, like, PPE, and anyone who's worked, like, in a construction job or anything, you know the deal. But, like, if you get hurt on the job, you can get workman's comp. Like, could Demarcus get workman's comp?
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing, too, is, like, what's it like in the States? Right?
Yeah, also, I was going to say, we live in Canada, so...
Things are a little different.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about, like, our employers getting us health care or whatever. I mean, it's great to have benefits for whatever dental and
Yeah,
stuff.
the only thing...
But, like, if you go wad up your bike, man, you can just go to the hospital. Like, they'll fix you.
Yeah. You just have to have a health card, unlike Kaleb and I for fucking 11 years or something.
Yeah.
I have one now, and so does Kaleb. We're very proud of him.
I've still managed over these years, so we're all good.
Yeah, there you go.
It's, like, interesting. In like, a pre-Instagram world, like, if you were getting paid to go shoot, like, an ad for your company, something that, like, let's just say Rockstar has all those posters up in convenience stores, whatever, Chad Curley or something. And if they were like, hey, we need you to wear a helmet for this shoot, this is our advertisements for the year. But now their advertisements for the year are Instagram posts.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, if Demarcus has to post 3 clips a month, can he just wear his helmet in those 3 clips? Or does he have to wear it all the time? I mean, I don't know.
Definitely. That's a good point, right? I think a lot of people don't see that part of it, where it's like, you know, are you getting paid for these 3 clips, or are you constantly getting paid? I'm sure that in a contract it would be all worked out, but yeah, who knows, right? I think it's smart to just wear one anyways, but I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, you should, because there's plenty of times that I don't, right? Last time I went and rode, I was riding my buddy Trash Can's place and didn't wear one. Like, I brought it with me. I didn't wear it, but I should have.
Last time I rode outside, I wore my toque instead of my helmet because it was freaking 3 degrees out, and I don't want my ears to get cold. But it's interesting to think about. So
yeah, there's lots of other things that have been happening in the BMX world as well. I don't know if you guys saw this. Actually, we'll get to this in a second because there's some other people that got some sponsor changes that I want to we'll gloss over it super quickly. Charlie Crumlish is now off of Merit, which is pretty wild. I actually kind of saw that coming. Like, I had talked to Charlie back in, I think it was April, and when we chatted then, we kind of talked a little bit, this is off air, but just about like his relationship with Merit and whatnot, and even then it was kind of getting rocky. So you know, I think it sucks because I think Merit dropped him, but yeah, I think you know, brand's got to do what a brand's got to do, and they did just pick up oh my god, who did they just pick up? The dude is unreal. Oh, Dan Crook, that's who it was. Yeah, and then Casey Sterling, he left, unfortunately, which is like huge loss for them, right? They're such that dude is so unreal, super underrated, actually. Yeah,
super underrated.
Yeah, he's like one of the only dudes sending like park tricks in the streets, essentially. Like, just such a weird style, like literally do like flip to fakie to front flip, like it's super gnarly.
He's a beast, man. You even see him riding, like the dude's shredded.
Yeah,
and he can throw that bike around.
Definitely.
He's an athlete.
I love it.
So I think big things could be coming up for him, especially if he decided to just leave the team on his own.
Yeah, dude, that kid is like
something going on.
Yeah, he'll be hooked up very soon by like a bigger company, I bet, which is like pretty wild to see. But you know, best of luck to them, and we'll move on from that. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is like a whole thing of debate, I'm sure, for people, is the new Coach ad with J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, riding BMX bikes, essentially, which is like, is it a good thing because it's going to get more eyes on BMX, or is it a bad thing because they're stealing from our culture, right? Like, you're going to have people on both sides. Yeah.
I didn't say that. That wasn't
not
me.
What this is.
That wasn't me.
Oh my god. Alrighty, I'll pull this up. I'm actually
Who's
really
in
curious.
that? I think I saw Hop 3, so.
Dude, I don't know who these riders are.
I wonder if they just put out a thing saying like, hey, we're gonna be filming in this city. We need BMX riders from here.
Yeah, I would assume so, right? Most of these are kind of done like that, but yeah, this is super interesting. Like, can you imagine just riding around with Jennifer Lopez, by the way?
What if she did like a hop truck
She just
with a basket on her?
Or like
parts?
hot bar?
Yeah, bro, that was a nice. Wasn't that? No, I don't know.
Who do you think it was?
I was gonna say Jared, whatever his last name is.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either, sorry.
That was a nice bar spin though.
Yeah,
It was a good bar.
That was a really nice bar spin.
Were you going to say Jared Washington?
No, I was gonna say Jared Washington. He's
He's
like
a lot older.
he's a
now.
little older, yeah.
He was rumored to be running Rodeo Peanut back when nobody knew that it was Dustin, not Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty wild. I think he might have had like some sort of affiliation with Rodeo Peanut.
I'm sure there was more than one person involved.
Definitely.
But
But yeah, moving on. What do you guys think of that? Like, what's your opinion on, Coach, this big fucking fashion company essentially getting in on BMX?
Because
I
there's
kinda,
BMX companies making fashion stuff, so
Yeah, we know. I know
Yeah.
Caleb's opinion on certain companies, and it's I mean, you can speak your mind all you
no,
want, but
I won't.
that's all that needs to be said.
yeah,
Well, first off, I hope those riders got paid.
definitely.
And if not, I mean, that's already cool with me.
Yeah,
But I don't know, maybe it'll kind of be like in with the topic we touch on later, but I used to be super core, man. Like anything that wasn't like real core, like BMX, like doing anything for money or like whatever, like wasn't cool. Like, this isn't cool. Even like some tricks would be like, man, that's a stupid trick. And
right.
now like it's, I just love it. And if that gets more eyes, like I saw the Cult logo in that
Yeah.
commercial.
Dude.
I don't know what kind of bike she was on, but it looked like a complete.
Yeah, it was just
But-
like some 22-inch or 24-inch. It looked like.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it gets more eyes on bikes, like, who cares if 50 people go out and buy bikes and aren't friggin' hardcore shredders? They just buy a bike and ride for a year and then, like, sell it. I mean...
Yeah, it just gets more BMX out there, which is
Yeah.
always what I'm about,
Yeah.
right?
I'm in the same boat as Chris there.
even maybe 5 years ago, I probably would have been pretty salty, but...
Yeah.
These days, I'm just stoked to see, bikes anywhere, man. You see mountain biking in an Advil commercial. I'm like, dude, sick. That was a nice table. Like,
Hell yeah. Shout out to Benjamin. He just said that it was Jared Barbosa.
yeah,
And,
that's the guy I was thinking of. But I don't
nice.
think it was him.
Interesting. Ben actually sent in a video part, so why don't we skip ahead and watch his video? Ben, I want to give you a huge shout out for, actually sending in some stuff. It's always rad to see when people do send stuff in and we get to watch it and react to it. So I have not seen this yet. I wanted to make this, as fresh as possible.
Yeah.
I know you guys didn't actually see it yet either, obviously. So let's check this out.
Where's this kid from?
North Hollywood. So
Oh, all right.
what I love about this, by the way, once I get this paused,
It's in black and white. Is the whole
Um,
video in black and white?
he, in the email that he sent me, basically said, hey, I just wanted to send this in. This is a Pegless street edit. So
Mm.
everybody
Alright,
knows me.
alright.
Everybody knows my deep friendship and love for Chris Silva. And dude, I love Pegless street riding. I can't do it. I ride pegs because I'm a big old puss. But I'm excited to see what happens here. So let's check it
Yeah.
out.
It's always fun, man, because you see so many like grind variations these days.
Definitely.
So
That was a sweet little tire slide. That is like so Chris Johnson style, like little jibby things.
I
dude,
really like
I love
this
that
already.
trick.
Yeah, the pedal bar.
yeah,
Sorry, we got some buffering there.
a nice crank arm.
Dude,
That was
that
cool.
tire
That's a
slide
trick.
thing was sick.
Oh, dude.
What's that, like
Will
a
Smith.
tire smith? Yeah.
Everyday spots. Normally, I would comment on the music,
okay.
but we
That
don't
was
have any of the
tight.
music going today. Just to make sure we don't get hit with copyright or anything.
Tight.
But
Is he on a cassette?
yeah, it looks like it. Using that pedal pressure, dude. That
Oh.
chain tap was really cool. I like that.
Risky.
That like full cab wall ride thing was
Yeah.
sick. This was like a 3 tap, but
Dope.
oh, that was
Oh, the
sick.
front wheel tap, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
boy. That was
Fuck yeah.
sick. I love all this.
Oh man, this
Yeah,
is like
I agree.
so your style, eh?
He
I
looks
love
like
it.
he's having the most fun.
Which is all that matters, really. You know?
Exactly.
I
That
love
was
it.
dope. I might steal that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I like that.
What was that?
I know. I'm like, I can't tell if that was like somebody or a statue, like one of those crazy wax statues.
Okay. Half bar.
Oh, that was
That was
sick.
cool.
It's a good use of that bank too.
Yup.
That was a really good one-footed manual foot plant.
That's
by the
cool.
way.
That's the second time he's done that kind of like 1 foot backwards manual,
Yeah,
which seems really scary.
that's really sick. Love it.
This makes me miss my cassette.
Oh, dude, you got smoked.
Dude, that was sick. Foot plant,
Yeah,
manual
foot
on the
plant.
wall, it looked like.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, this is super unique, and I love his style, man. This is
Yeah, that
really rad to
was
see.
Dope. I've never seen anyone do that kind of backwards manual foot plant thing, and he's done like a bunch of variations now.
Yeah, that's such a unique
Indian,
trick.
a little Indian. That was
cool.
dope too.
That was really sick. Yeah, BMX is so tight because you have so many people that like kind of do the same shit, and then you get somebody like this dude, right? Where it's just
Yeah.
like super unique. It's all about just having fun, and he's super stylish too. Like, shout out to you, Ben. This is really rad.
I feel like me and this dude could hang out in front of a parking curb for like 3 hours
Definitely,
and just have the most fun.
you guys would film and edit together for sure.
Oh yeah.
Big bike, small bike.
Yeah, I like it. That
Yeah,
was really
boy.
cool. There was a clip that we tried to film similar to that in Space Goats with my buddy Kyle Mantha. He had a really similar style when it came to street riding, but that was like way better done in my opinion.
Was that pedal grind? That was sick, dude.
Yeah, that was.
Like almost like a pedal Smith.
Yeah.
If that's even.
What I love about this
That's
too
a-
is just
yeah.
like spot usage and the fact that this is all stuff in Hollywood, right? Where like you have so many kids that go to Hollywood and the first thing they do is go to Hollywood High and try and
Yeah,
ride the
yeah.
16, right? And
Yeah, or like even the ledges behind the school or
yeah, there's so many of those spots that's like so overdone and so overused, and you can tell that this guy must be local because everything is done really well at like spots that you never see,
Yeah.
which is really sick.
Mhm.
So shout out to you, Ben. That was really, really rad. Loved seeing that.
I love that. Thank you for sending that in.
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna steal
thank
your backwards manual foot plant.
I love it. Yeah, if you wanted to give us a call tonight and chat with us about your video, just let me know, and I'll send you the number, and you can call in. That would be really rad. I really liked that.
Mhm.
What's your opinion in that, Chris? You liked it?
Dude, that was sick, and he is on a coaster. At least for some of the clips I saw.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
wonder
not-
if it's like a Z, not a Z coaster, but
like
Or-
a
really-
revolutionary.
Yeah, whatever. Or he just is like really. Dude, some guys can just do the paddle pressure thing on free coaster.
yeah,
Like you see,
That's what I mean,
What
like
was
a-
it? Trying to
he's
think
got,
of
like-
Carl Pointer. If anyone's
Definitely.
looked at Carl Pointer's Instagram in the last like 3 years, he's still doing that kind of shit. And I always found that super impressive. I could never do it, so
Fuck yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed. Very cool.
I
Very
agree.
unique.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, that was such a great part, man. That was really
Mhm.
cool. Good job. Keep at it. I would love to see some more in the future. You know, definitely always send your stuff in to us because I would love to see more of it. And that goes to anybody. If you guys have a video that you guys are stoked on, or
Or tell your buddies.
you just
to
did something
send
that's really cool,
Oh, is that the guy in the chat?
send
right
it
now?
our
I think
way.
so.
That's the man.
Hey, bro.
Free coaster. That is sick, man. That's really cool.
I don't know why I'm typing him. I can just speak. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
That was good.
he'll hear it
Well, I
in
was
20
also-
seconds. That's why.
Yeah.
We got a delay going
That
here.
was good, Ben. Thanks for being in the chat. I like your
Fuck
edit.
yeah.
Very cool.
That was rad. Yeah, we have some local stuff I'd love to kind of chat about too.
Mhm.
So obviously, last time that we did the Goat Cave Live, we talked a little bit about Inflow and the possibility of them closing. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, Inflow has finally, after 15 years, had to close its doors and completely moved all the ramps out. It's
Mhm.
just an empty building at this point, and it's super fucking sad, especially for us. Like
Mm-hmm.
the first year that I was really into BMX, we actually went and rode Inflow.
I
with
think
my dad and I.
2008 maybe was the first. 2009 was the first year I went there, and I learned how to do a tire grab.
Yeah.
It was like when I first started riding.
Inflow might
So-
be the first place I met anybody up this way.
Dude, that's where I
Yeah.
met a lot of people, right? Like,
It was pre-Joyride. It was
All in.
it was Inflow and what's the place in St. Thomas that had the wall ride that moved like 8 feet when you hit it?
Industries.
Industries. Yeah.
Industries.
Those were like your two choices, really. Or you could go to CJ's on bike night, and
They don't even have bike night anymore.
yeah. So, rest in peace,
Yeah.
Inflow.
First
Yeah.
time I went there, I met Adatum and Eric.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's super sad. It's one of those things where like it's hard to watch, right? You've got
It
this
looks
big
so small with nothing in it.
Yeah, they really did know how to like do, spot usage and how to build things in. Like
Mm-hmm.
the setup that they had before they closed the park down, I think was like the tightest, best setup where you could have like 8 different sections where people would
Yeah.
ride one
Yeah.
thing, right? Like,
Yeah. For sure.
and if you have such a small space, I mean, I think it was 12,000 square feet, which is not a lot when
No.
it comes to parks.
No.
Like, all in is like double that. Like,
Mhm.
and that park
Please.
is like, even that park,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the idea that Derek had for it, it works, but had things been moved around differently, it would work a lot better,
Mhm.
right? Like I think for sure if Will and Gabe had that space that Derek has it all in,
Yeah.
you would see something pretty fucking wild. And that's
Oh.
that's
Definitely.
no flack
No.
towards Derek and all in or anything. It's the
different.
design that
It's-
they have is
yeah.
awesome. But
It's different.
yeah.
But Alden's got some cool stuff going on, but Inflow, man, they're it was just unique. It was like one of those skate parks that you roll up to and it has like all these weird features that you've never seen, and like but everything worked.
Yeah. So here's a clip of what the park looked like before it closed for anybody who's never been. Super rad park, man. I'm really bummed. They ended up selling a lot of the ramps, I think, which is good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it was such a deal on these things, man. It was like $400 for, a big ass
Yeah.
quarter pipe. Like, how do you not?
Oh, dude, the main section's been there for 15 years. It's probably paid itself off by now.
Dude,
Definitely.
that's the funny thing is that like the last time that they changed that was when they took out the curved wall ride and added that like extended wall.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
it always felt like they would move around everything else, but it makes sense because they had something that worked so well for the space that they were using, right? And then with Gabe riding there all the time too, like, Gabe has landed world's first. Like,
Unreal, dude.
Yeah.
He's so good.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, we had Gabe on as like one of the first guests on the show. He was
Yep.
like in the first 20 episodes, and that was a while ago. So I would love to chat with them. I thought
We could
potentially
get them both. It would be great.
I would love to sit down with both Will and Gabe, potentially for episode 100. I'm going to send them a message and just be like,
I
it would
like
be
that
sick
idea.
to go over 15 years worth of history of Inflow, really chat about it, really break down everything for everybody. And,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send a message and see what they say. But I will say I completely understand why they would decline and say, no, we're
Yeah.
not interested, because this is like,
It's got
this is their
hurt,
home,
man.
dude. This is like,
Yeah.
this is so tough, but
And even me and Caleb had a session there on a bike night, and I think it was the last bike night, but when nobody knew.
No.
I mean, there was still supposed to be more sessions, and we went. And one thing for our viewers, like I was saying, there was a trick I wanted to try, and I just said, "Oh, I'll try it next week," and now the park's closed. So if
So
you
don't
got
be a
if you got
bitch,
something you
just
want to
do
try,
it.
I mean, within reason, don't go just kill yourself for no reason. But you never know. And then the other thing, man, that last night we were there, I remember there was these 2 young kids, and they were kind of trying to get in on the session, and there was lots of guys, like older guys, throwing down. And with that park, it's kind of hard. Like, you can't just go off to the street room or to the little jumps. And these kids seemed pretty bummed. And they came back out, and it was almost like they were going to leave. And I remember Will took these kids aside in the front little area, and he taught the kid how to, like, jump up and stand on his seat and, like, jump back to his pedals. He just took the time, that, like, 10 minutes to do that. And I remember watching that thinking, like, man, I really hope this place survives, because, like, this is the kind of guy you
Yeah.
want running a skate park, you want to support.
absolutely.
And man, I just wish I had gone more, or I don't know.
I agree.
It sucks, but I just wanted to a little story, a little shout out to Will for being, the guy he is.
Definitely.
He's a quality guy. So
Yeah, man. It's tough with like how, man. It's just that park was such a big thing in Ontario, right? Like that has helped a lot of people kind of really get started with BMX, and then they spent a lot of time there. Like I can only imagine how bummed Eric and all those dudes that I've been riding with for years
like
are,
the
because
locals.
they literally went to Inflow like the first year it opened, right? Like this has been there for them, and I think we always take that stuff for granted, right? Like when I had Dave Thomas on from Joyride, I really wanted to chat about Joyride and how that was going, right? Especially with a facility that's so big. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think Joyride has a very good chance of surviving this kind of stuff. They're going to make it through, but it's going to be tough, right? Whereas Inflow, it's so family run, and there is no big corporations going to help them along, that kind of stuff, where it's really kind of a do or die. And I think the main thing too with this is that I don't think COVID killed Inflow. I think it had a play of like,
it didn't help,
but I think that no matter what, with the real estate being sold, everybody in the building got kicked out from what I heard.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So super bummed to hear that. And I'm really hoping that they can find another space. There's definitely talk of them hopefully finding a space. And I think that if they can, even if it's 2, 3, 5 years from now, they're going to try again. And 100%, I hope that every BMX rider in Ontario supports them and goes there and helps them get back on their feet, essentially, right? Because this is devastating. Like, I can't even think about what you would do after 15 years of owning your own business. Like, what do you go back to, right?
Like, how do you even...
That's like, you have to restart your whole life.
Yeah. Much. Yeah, super wild, man. My battery died on this camera, so I'm just going to quickly fix that. But, yeah, did you guys want to chat about anything while I do this quickly?
Well, what's up on the list?
What you got?
Man? Is anyone in the chat?
Yeah, Rough
House, shout out to him. We went and rode with them recently.
He said that they had just met that park and then COVID happened, so that sucks. Dude.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Chris, you had brought a couple topics this show. Why don't you tell us about what you wanted to chat about?
So, let's just start off. Things have changed a lot for our sport. Like, when I was a kid, the only skate park was the Kitchener-Odd, and I couldn't ride my bike there. I was in, like, 7th grade or whatever. I can't ride to another city. I mean, we tried once. We got halfway. But, and then for all our street riders, too, like, our sport is essentially illegal. What we do, which is kind of crazy. And it's not crazy. I got thinking about this watching those stunt bike guys who ride around, do wheelies on the street all day and then just run from the cops, or like graffiti artists. Like their activities are illegal. They're going to go to jail. We're not going to go to jail. It's not some big thing.
No.
But
although some people act like we should be in jail, but
yeah, our sport is not like acceptable, You can't go grind down a handrail. You can't go grind a ledge in front of a building. Like, you're not allowed to do it. So, I mean, I just thought that was interesting. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I'm hoping, people could jump in the chat and leave their comments, or maybe Kaleb, like, you're from a smaller town. Maybe you have a different perspective on it. Like, we always kind of got away with it, but it's still like you only got away with it until you got kicked out and then you left and you come back next week or whatever, right?
And I know for me, growing up in a small town, we didn't have a skate park.
No.
So we had to build our own shit.
Mm-hmm.
So which most of it was in like my parents' backyard. But then when I was finally old enough and had a decent bike, I would bike into town 40 minutes one way, ride the shitty Exeter skate park, and then pedal back at the end of the day.
Yeah, when we were young, we used to do crazy stuff, man. Or even like we used to build, before I got into like doing tricks and stuff, like we used to just have mountain bikes, like regular cross. You could go ride around the forest one day, and the next year behind a building, piling up skids and making a jump or whatever. And it's the same thing. Like, you get away with that until someone shows up and it's like, hey, put the shit away, get out of my parking lot, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I wanted to mention, as some of the listeners would know, I got a new job in the last 6 months, and working that has been really cool. And the thing that's really interesting about it is that none of the people that I work with really know what BMX is. You know, they kind of know about skateboarding and whatnot, but these are all like,
Yeah.
you know, people who don't know the culture, don't know the lifestyle, and I'm so ingrained in it that like everything about it is just so normal to me. So, you know, the one day I'm talking to one of my coworkers, he's just asking about, you know, what I do and whatnot. So I was telling him, and then, you know, he's like, "Oh, that's really cool. Like, what's some of the stuff that, like, you know, do you go to ride skate parks?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I like skate parks, but typically I really like to find stuff, you know, like a handrail in front of a church." And then I was telling him, like, "Yeah, there's actually a church just up the street from here. I've grinded that handrail." He's like, "Oh." I'm like, "I don't think that you're allowed to do that." I'm like, "Well, I mean, technically, no. Like,
No.
you know, there's some stuff that, you know, we've done. Like, I've
Mm-hmm.
went into houses and rode indoor pools and stuff where, like, you shouldn't be." And he's like,
Yeah.
"So it's kind of like trespassing or like breaking and entering." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, we didn't break anything to enter, but we did enter. Like, it's
Yeah.
not anything like that." And then
Maybe-
just kind of explaining that stuff to him. And it was really funny just to see, like, they get it and they
Yeah.
think it's cool that I do it, but it's like, you can tell in their brain, they're like, this kid's going to get fucking arrested, like, doing this shit. Where with
Yeah.
us, it's like, it's not even a thought. Like, there's so many times, how often do you just show up and you're just like, at a university where you're not supposed to be? How
Yeah.
many random people, you know, like one of my coworkers just goes to a university and just like hangs out and like no one. Like, it's so
No.
weird to do that, right?
No, not any guys you want to be hanging around with. That's for sure, bro.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But it's
like,
funny, like, we do shit like that, but on the flip side, 99% of the people you meet that ride BMX are going to be the nicest people you've ever met.
Oh, definitely. It's just funny that it's literally how that culture works, right?
Yeah.
Is that, like, literally, and I mean, when we were in Montreal, we saw that, right? Where, like, we're riding all this stuff and then, like, people are getting upset and we're like, "Dude, what's the problem? Like, what's going on?" And then you kind of
Yeah.
think about it, you're like, "Oh yeah, we're fucking not from this province at all. We're just
Yeah.
here riding this stuff when we probably shouldn't be." Like,
it kind of almost like warps your mindset, and I know in like a good way too. Like BMX, it can give you like a strong mentality about, you know, overcoming failures and stuff. But you see something that, like, you know, you're not allowed to do, and you're just like, all right, well, let me just figure out how to get away with this.
yeah.
Like, you learn how to, like, oh, the business, I keep getting kicked out trying to grind this handrail. Look, I'll come back at 3 a.m. with lights. Like,
Yeah.
Literally.
and you almost forget that that's like not a normal thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's the funny thing, right? Like, I've always wanted to, there's this crazy spot near here that I want to do, and it's fucking gnarly. But what I would love to do is get a photo, get you to shoot it, and then print it out and just leave it in their mailbox. Not like address it, not
That'd be
put my
so
name on
funny.
it. It would be hilarious just to, like,
Yeah.
think about what they're doing Monday morning when they're like, "What's this?" And they open it up and, like, there's some dude just jumped off our fucking roof. Like,
I hope they get like go full Karen and post it to like a Facebook community page.
yeah, community watch.
there's a really funny clip of Josh, what's his last name? Josh DeRosa, I think it is, or Josh Della Rosa. He rides for Bone Death.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen this clip, but it's basically this woman who, with her doorbell camera, her Ring camera,
Yeah.
she captured him and Albie, who's
Well,
like
is this
another
when he,
Bone
like,
Death
made
dude.
it on the news and stuff.
Yeah, they're literally just like walking down this driveway. You know, there's this
Yeah.
alleyway, and they're looking at this roof. They're talking about jumping off this roof, and she posts it to this Facebook
Yeah.
group, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Like, should I be nervous? These people are saying they want to go on my roof. Like, what should I do?"
Yeah.
And all these people underneath are like, "Call the police, call the police." And
Oh
like
my God.
every BMX rider in the world is seeing that and laughing their ass
Yeah.
off.
Like, yo, chill. He's just gonna jump off your roof, and if you call the cops, he's gonna come back in a week and do
Yeah.
it anyway. So just chill. Fun.
Is there not a Tom Dugan video part where he like shows up to go and ride this place and then they fucking flip out, they kick him out, and he comes back a week later in his boxers and does it? It's like a roof drop.
Sounds like something you would do. But
I'm pretty sure there is. Shout out to Zachary Wilson in the chat. This is a really nice message about Inflow. My first time at Inflow, I forgot my helmet. Will was nice enough to lend me one. That right there is like, dude, he didn't try and rent you one. He didn't try and do that. He said, "Hey, you forgot your helmet? Here, take it. Like, just use it." It would be terrible to forget it and then have to drive home or
dude,
buy one,
yeah,
we've
right?
done it. I've bought a helmet. I bought a
Yeah.
helmet at a skate park before, and I've worn it twice. It's still in the bag.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
dude, that right there is like, that says what Inflow is all about, right? So shout out to them, and Yeah, again, if you guys have any other nice messages about Inflow and you're catching this at a later date, send me a DM. I'm going to collect them all, and I'd love to do something with it. I even thought about potentially, you know, if they're not interested in doing a podcast, maybe doing some sort of mini documentary on Inflow just to kind of remember what they did for our community and our scene. And I definitely think, you know, any park closing, whether it's Inflow, All In, Joyride, you know, the Yard, any park at all, hurts the community, and definitely hurts the community when it's a place like Inflow. Yeah. Not to bum everybody out, but
Way to go on bum.
I guess what's another do you guys have any stories about just riding and then like it being illegal? Yeah.
So we were at a funeral home last week, unfortunately. But growing up in Exeter, that funeral home, it's got a wheelchair ramp up and then a flat, like I don't know, a driveway, and then like a 3 or 4 stair down. First time ever rolling up to it, go to jump down the stairs, and there's a door on top on the driveway.
Oh, no.
Just as I'm rolling through, old guy opens up a door, and my fork just catches like the very end of the door, and he just starts flipping out.
Dude, no.
You need to give me your name, number, address, blah blah blah. Like you're gonna have to fix this door, blah blah blah. And it was like, I'm sorry. It was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I was like 14 at the time.
Yeah, run.
Oh man,
run away,
dude. There's a good story similar to that, and I had the guy on my podcast. It's episode 96 with Anthony Hitchcock. He's just out riding, and you know, he finds this awesome spot where it's essentially like a kinked rail next to like a sub wall, I guess it would be, or like a wall holding in this garden. And if you go at it, you can do like a 60-40 feeble on it, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So he ends up going there, he moves the mat out of the way, and he goes and he hits it, and he does it, and then he leaves. He didn't put the mat back, and somebody got the footage from the surveillance camera. Small town. They see this dude grinding this, and they get it posted on Facebook, and it gets like all over the news. It gets over all the stuff, and literally he ends up going and turning himself in, essentially being like, hey,
so
you know
this
what?
is what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
With the Josh Delarosa one.
Yeah, dude, he literally like goes, turns himself in, and now they're trying to sue him, and they're trying to do all this stuff when it's like
for what,
it's
bro?
literally scratches on this ledge, and they're like, he said, hey, I'll come and fix it, I'll deal with it myself, don't even worry about it. Like,
oh man,
they're like, no, they're gonna try and make an example out of him, which is so sad. And the funny thing is, this dude's done like army time and shit. Like, he's like a person who's actually like done shit for his country, and like this is what they're gonna do. But yeah, if you guys are interested, check that episode out. It's 96 with Anthony Hitchcock. It's literally 2 hours of us just talking about this incident, essentially, and it's really cool to kind of hear his thoughts on it and everything. And we show the clip quite a bit as well in the video version, and it's, dude, I gotta be honest, I saw it on Facebook, and then I saw someone underneath it commenting about how this is her cousin and all this stuff, and that's how I got a hold of him. I literally, I left a comment saying, hey, send me a DM, get your cousin to message me. I have a BMX podcast. I'd love to chat about this. And it worked out, which is like one of the cooler episodes I've done. But
that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I think people are, I don't know. Sometimes people just like to get their, I don't know, having a bad day or just blow things up. Or maybe I just have some twisted mentality where like people get mad. They're like, oh, you're doing damage grinding this ledge or whatever. And even if you got metal pegs and you're ripping a ledge apart, whatever, it's like, dude, it's a concrete ledge. It's going to be there. Like, who cares?
For the rest of the time.
You don't want to sit on it anyway. I watched the homeless dude piss on it last week. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean? Is there like a guardrail behind a building? People getting all
pissy about it. Yeah. The other thing that I think is funny, we had an incident a while ago where we just went to go and ride this rail, and I've hit this rail a bunch. This is just like, it's a 14 stair rail, but it's not crazy by any means. Daryl Taco went up it to over, which is like pretty fucking wild. But it's not like a crazy rail, but it's a pretty well-known rail. And I don't know if this guy had just moved to this block or not, but like people have been riding this for years. I remember going there at like 1 a.m. and lighting it up with filming lights and filming Travis doing it, and like never any issues. And we show up the one day, and this dude comes out of his house, and just starts losing his shit. He's freaking out from across the road. He won't come over to us, but he's flipping out, like gonna call the cops, all this shit. And I just very calmly went over and I was like, hey man, like, why don't you treat us with some respect? You don't have to yell and flip out and try and cause a scene. You can just come over and say, hey, you know, I live in the neighborhood. I'd rather if you guys didn't ride this. And we would totally leave. Like, literally, I always think of it as a respect thing. If you respect me, I'm going to respect you. But this dude did not have that at all. I just very calmly went and did that. And then, you know, we were fine. We left. And then the next time I go back, you know what he did? He very calmly came over. Hey, I know I've talked to you before. You guys got to go. I'm like, all right, you're good, you're good.
Shut her down.
And then I just went there with Father Pig BMX. Shout out to him. And he tried to do overpegs on it and fucking ate it like so hard. But we got the bail clip. He unfortunately didn't pull it. We're gonna go back and get it.
Hey, bro, that's a clip though.
It's a clip. I'll pull it up afterwards and show it to you. But it's rough. Like, he'll be fine. But like, holy fuck, dude. Yeah, but just another one of those instances where it's like, to me, it's just some random fucking church. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go and ride it. It doesn't bother me. I don't think about it as like,
it's not
somebody
disrespectful to us. Like, we're not going there with the intention, like, yeah, the rail gets scratched up a little, whatever, but like, rails get worn, like, paint gets worn off stuff, man. It's, yeah, maybe we should be doing more painting rails or whatever. I've seen skaters do it where they go back and paint the rail after, whatever. But I don't think people just see it as disrespect, like that we have no respect. We couldn't possibly have respect for anything because we're doing one thing that they don't agree with. You know what I mean? That's like if I saw someone using their phone while driving and automatically attributed like that's a bad person. They could be one of the nicest people ever. They just happen to be doing one thing I disagree with in one moment. And then I think that's where it gets heated a lot. Like a lot of people, I don't know. They just, we're prejudged maybe or
I get it, like man. That. It's a bunch of hoodlums like doing shit. And I'll be honest, when I got yelled at, I was totally had a fucking tall can in my hand as well. It's like noon on a fucking Thursday.
Keeping it pretty loose, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like how many times, I don't know if it happens to you guys, but like usually the only time I ever talk to the police while riding is when somebody has called from a building or whatever. They're like, hey, the people in the building called. And I'm like, hey, man, like, no problem. We'll leave. Next time, just tell them, like, come out and ask us to leave. Like, we'll leave.
Yeah.
We might try it 3 more times, but, like, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to just stand there and...
Yeah, I always find it's funny.
Cuss them
like,
out or whatever, like...
When you deal with security guards at, like, places where they have security guards, they're way worse to deal with than cops, right? Like, most of the time when a cop shows up, at least in Canada, they're just like, hey, man... We got a call. We got to go. And I always apologize. I'm like, look it, man. This is not the way that you guys should be dealing with your time. Like, you guys should be dealing with other shit. And I'm sorry that you had to come here to deal with us. Like, this is ridiculous in my opinion. Like, they could just come and tell us. But
I mean, I will say I have been a bit of an ass to some security guards and people over the years. And there's still a lot of young kids who are going to do it or whatever. So maybe you young guys, if you're listening... Look, man, when someone kicks you out, you don't need to make fun of the lady's haircut or call her a fat bitch or whatever. Like, she's inside working 9 to 5, doing her job, and you're grinding the handrail outside. You know what I mean? Like, your options are walk away or just do it again. Like, don't cuss her out. Just, if you're going to try it again, man, try it again. And then leave if you don't get it or whatever, right? Like... Don't be doing that stuff.
It's like what I was saying, essentially, like respect each other, right? If she comes out and starts calling you guys a bunch of names and is like, get the fuck out of here, you losers and shit.
Like, just leave. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, we're always the instigators, right? We're the ones there. We're the ones riding it. We shouldn't be there. We know we shouldn't be there. We've been riding BMX for 10 fucking years plus. We all know that we shouldn't be doing something.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's not accepted.
Plus, I mean, there's an argument to be made that when you are an asshole and you cause a bunch of issues and you start yelling at people or you start threatening to fight people because they're going to kick you out,
man.
You're going to wreck the spot, right?
Or it's going to get capped or they're going to hire security to deal with you because, you know.
Dude, there's a really good story in Space Goats. Andy Van Stemp came to Kitchener and he was going to do a truck driver down this stair set at Market, right? And Market Square is like, it's a very well-known skate spot, BMX spot. It's been ridden for years. It's iconic with the Kitchener scene, essentially. We've had so many jams there and whatnot. And we're trying to get this truck driver, and then this dude comes over, and he's just kind of standing there watching us. And then he goes down the stairs, and he's just like standing at the bottom of the stairs, just watching. And I'm like, hey man, like, how's it going? Like, are we causing any issues or anything? He's like, no, my name is, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want people to go out and use it all the time.
Yeah.
But he tells me his name, and then he says right afterwards, I'm the building manager.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, like, cool. And he's like, no, you guys are good. No skaters, though. Like, anytime that any skaters have shown up here, they're always assholes. They always wreck shit. They're always, like, ridiculously rude to the security. I've never had an issue with a BMX rider here. So you guys are good. Like, I'm actually going to stand down here and tell people to stop walking so you guys can try this. And he literally just sat there for the rest of the clip and just, like, Andy landed it. He got the truck. We did it.
Yeah.
And as he's trying it, security comes over. And this is where I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, this guy is just talking shit.
Manager,
He's not the building manager. He's not. And then this dude walks over and he points to him. He's like, says his name.
Yeah.
Are these guys good? Like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. We got it.
Okay.
And I'm like, holy shit, this guy is actually the building manager, and he's actually letting us ride here with no issues, which is like...
Why didn't you get his number, dude?
Well, I know his name. I know his
name.
name, so I'm just... Anytime that happens, I'm just going to be like, hey, I have permission from him, and, that's the thing, man. I got the name drop. Shout out to Roughhouse. Although you are wrong, Roughhouse. It was not Jay Dalton making news for hopping over a bum. It was Adam22 and his crew.
It was Began.
Began.
Yeah.
Yep. They ended up on the news.
Bro, they were so high in the interview.
Oh my god.
It's so funny. Adam was talking about that. They just like smoked the biggest blunt or whatever, and then the news was there, and you could tell he's just like ripped.
Oh fuck yeah.
Hilarious.
Roughhouse has a pretty funny story in the chat there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess him and his son Chris or Christopher
Royce,
whatever, they were riding a spot at a dentist, and it was like 12 a.m. He was drinking beer, and then they turned on I guess they turned on the loudspeaker outside and started rating Royce's tricks.
That's hilarious. They're like,
so
boo, you fucking suck. Do better.
That was funny, dude. I've had some like cops or security guards are like, hey bro, do a trick, and you like do a little 180 or whatever, and they're like, eh.
Yeah, you're like,
all right,
fuck you.
Right.
I always wish I could, like, I need to learn hop whips because I would love to pull out a hop whip, and they'd be like, oh, it's pretty cool. Until you get one that's like, you can probably do two of those at once. Like, no one can do that.
Crank arms, like, run that shit back.
Yeah. By the way, anybody that's listening, my trick essentially payment or my trick bounty is still live. If anybody does a hop double whip, straight hop double whip, not into a bank, not off a ledge, flat hop double whip, I will totally send him $100. I want to see that so fucking badly.
I'd chip in on that.
I didn't even know about it.
I've had it for years, man.
I don't know, man.
I think the only people that are going to be able to do it is like Joel Bondu. It's going to be some park rider. Like, I bet you it's been happening in Russia. There's probably like 14-year-old girls that are doing it.
There's at least like
and that doesn't count.
Russian dudes who can do it like every day.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't count because the Russian dudes are so fucking good. It, like, anytime that a clip comes out and it's like absolutely fucking mind-blowing and I'm like, what the fuck, this has never been done, and it's posted to Instagram,
Russian
I
dude.
look and it's a Russian dude. I send it to Caleb. I'm like, doesn't count, guy's Russian.
And dude, the crazy thing is, like, all the sickest BMX riders are from, like, Florida, California, like places where it's warm all the time.
Yeah.
And then Russia's just like winter, and they're just like, whatever, bro, we're just out here. Like, how are they the best? What's
drink
going
some
on?
vodka, do a hot whip bar. That's it.
Like, what's going on over there, man?
There's this crazy Russian stuntman that I follow on Instagram, and he just like, dude, the shit that this guy posts is the most ridiculous shit ever. Like, literally, he posted a clip last week, and this is to Instagram, by the way, where he gets like a 10-15 passenger van and he takes most of the seats out. He has seats along the one side, and then he's got a dude at the front driving it. And he's literally like suspended up on these skids essentially at the right height that when he pushes off just a little bit, just pushes his entire body like an inch, the van is going to smash through and he's going to go all the way through and then land a flat. And he does.
I see that floating around, bro.
There's this other clip and it's just this like the most Russian thing ever. He's literally like a fucking 50-foot drop off of a cliff into like this giant ice patch on the fucking like river.
Dude.
And this dude just takes a car and just jumps it off of this right into the fucking ice and then gets out and swims out. And it's like, fucking what the fuck? Like, there's no way. Like, how?
I watched this one news clip, and it's this Ukrainian or Russian guy getting interviewed about how he's seen a car accident. And he's sitting there talking to the news crew, and then all of a sudden, a car flies by in the background, pretty much wrecks the exact same, and he's like, yeah, just like that. And then he's like, okay, so same place tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Just hang out there. There'll be a few more, but
yeah,
dude,
crazy, man.
it's just there's something going on over there. If we got any Russian listeners, let us know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, what's going on? Because I want some of it.
We have a few. Shout out to them. We had a dude help us write an article a while ago on Simple Session.
Cool.
And that was really cool. Also, the car is on fire during this. I'm not going to show the clip because it's through New York Post, so they're going to try and take my video down. But
of course, the car's on fire.
Is this the one he's jumping into the ice?
Dude, he's got to stay warm somehow. What do you mean?
I'll show you guys, but I'm not going to show the chat. Sorry, guys. I wish I could. They'll literally take my video down, so I'm not going to.
Whatever. He like breaks through the ice.
Like, what the fuck, dude? How wild is that?
And then just like gets out. He's like, yeah, man, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's actually in July, by the way. There's just ice on the water.
Oh, it's amazing. Dude, yeah, that's fucking wild, man. I cannot believe. And this dude is like constantly posting shit like this.
Dude.
I'll have to figure out what his name is, and I'll leave it in the description of this.
This would be a really good segue to that article I sent you earlier.
Yeah, please tell me about what you witnessed. This is fucking wild, guys.
I think you should pull this up.
I'll pull it up.
Okay.
While we're on a tangent, let's just keep going with car wrecks here.
Yeah. Alrighty. Why don't you start telling us about it, Kaleb? What happened? What did you witness?
I'm going to start. If any of you have been... If you know London, Ontario, there's a downtown area where there's train bridges. You have to go down underneath, and then you come up, and you're at another street. And it's kind of divided in the middle. So there's 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going the other way. And on Wellington, in between Horton and York, right downtown, there's kind of like a higher area where there's a building up there. I think it's a... what is it called? Salvation Army. So a lot of homeless hang out up there. But there's a street along the back of the building and then a sharp right turn to get back to Horton Street. So I was driving on Wellington going towards York, so towards downtown. It'd be north on Wellington. And just out of nowhere, from that upper area, I see an SUV fucking bash through a fence. There was a fire hydrant that he hit too. So fire hydrant, fence... just fucking bucks down, drops about 20 feet onto the front of the SUV, and then lands on its roof right in front of me. It was like, I cannot believe I just seen this fucking happen.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. I can't believe you saw this either. So what did you guys do after this happened? Did you guys pull over?
I fucking whipped a Yui and got out of there as fast as I could, because I am not qualified at all to help.
You're like, I got nothing, bro. I'm out.
But also there was a ton of traffic, so like there was many other people around. It was just like, I am like getting out of here. I don't want to be stuck
bro.
here.
What are you gonna do? Like,
man, there's a ton of traffic, and I had to get to Wendy's, so I'm sorry. Dude, you can't do that.
Why can't you?
Travis and I witnessed a car do a backflip 360. It literally tried to go in front of a truck at like 140 and then hit the gravel because they were passing on the right. And then they fucking spun out, went into a hill, like, an embankment, and the car literally did a backflip 360, landed perfectly back on its wheels, and Travis and I were the first people over there. And, like, we totally had the option to just dip, and the funny part is that, like, we should have, because Travis was drinking a beer, and we had smoked a joint, and this is when this is, like, not allowed, kind of always. You can't do this while you're in the car.
No. This is a different situation, though.
Yeah. No, what you're saying is different. There is a lot of people there, so there's going to be people there that help them.
If there's already like 5 people there at the accident, you're just getting in the way.
Kind of, yeah.
So, one thing was, there was like a ton of cars in front of me, closer to what happened.
Yeah.
And also, there was something going on with the guy. Like, he got arrested, and in the article it says he might not have been apprehended at the scene.
Jesus.
So
He probably dipped.
he probably dipped, and
He tried to send the pole jam, dude. It didn't work out.
it was just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I felt like I was watching a stunt in a movie.
That's crazy. And drive safe.
Yeah.
And only do burnouts on
Pay attention.
certain
Don't
streets.
miss your right sharp turns.
Yeah, don't text and drive. Only do burnouts on certain streets.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
So I was kind of hoping that I could pull up a clip that I seen on YouTube a while back, but I was not able to find it. But I can only imagine that this is like one of those gaps where, like, you know, think of it as like a BMX thing where you go and you have to do this gap down a stair set or something, but there's a curb at the top of it, and you hit your back wheel as you're hopping over, and it just kind of like flips you forward. Like, that's what I imagine this car did. I know that sounds terrible, but like,
it like front end, back end, and then straight down.
Yeah.
It looked like
it's like a anti-pop bump jump.
Exactly.
Just get fucking sent.
Dude, he tried to wally the fence and he just like got pitched.
he did clear this. He did clear the sidewalk and the rail below, so I'll give him that much.
He made it to the street.
He made it to the street there.
Oh my
Dude, you're
God.
playing too much
Dude,
GTA.
imagine if he went up and grinded the train bridge across to the other side.
Dude, that would have been the best gap to grind ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I always love those clips that you see, or like those photos where it's like a car doing a feeble grind, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild, man.
I'm just really thankful that that car didn't land on another one.
Dude,
Because it
absolutely.
was pretty fucking close.
Well, it's a main road that it
Yeah.
landed on. Like, dude, that's pretty wild. I can't believe you witnessed that. That's like,
Yeah.
dude, that's a story that your grandkids will not believe.
Yeah,
No,
at
crazy
least now
grandpa.
there's like a picture, like a news article.
Yeah.
Imagine back in the day, like trying to tell your friends, like, no, man, I saw a car flew off the bridge. Everyone would be like, you're insane, bro. Shut up.
Oh, yeah, you saw that car fly off a bridge. All right, whatever you say.
That's wild.
I bet you it was J-Lo driving it, and she had a bunch of BMX riders behind her.
Yeah, there's a bike rack on the back.
Those are two equally unbelievable things. Car does bump jump and lands on front. J-Lo rides BMX.
Both of which actually happened.
I know.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That's pretty fucked.
Trippy.
So we got a couple more video parts that we could get to. You also wanted to talk a little bit about the Australian government.
Yeah,
we
that
love
was
the Australian government.
That was. Hey, no, we're not talking about none of that. All right, we're not getting us shut down. It was kind of tied into the whole like the rioting being a legal thing.
Yeah.
And then I was watching. I mentioned in the last podcast actually that Logan Martin interview. I watched the second half after we did our episode, but he was talking. I might not have all the details right too, so if I'm wrong and someone knows, just correct me in the chat. I don't care. But basically, I guess the deal was they built a replica park for the Olympics before the Olympics in Australia, so Logan could train or whoever else could train.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess part of the deal was though they're like, we want a medal. Like if we're gonna invest this money to build this replica park for you guys to train, we want a medal. Obviously, Logan comes home with the gold, and now the Australian government is putting up lots of money to build more parks. Because they want to push this. They're like, okay, this is, we've represented our country well. Like it's a good look at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. How much
fuck
money
yeah.
they put into that, and that shit just sits there and is now a skate park. And Brad Sims manuals up the ledge.
Yeah.
But I just think
He did.
I just think it's really cool to see like how far it's come from when I was a kid. Like we didn't have a skate park to ride. So, and now to literally the government is building skate parks because they want people in their country to get good at BMX so they can go represent their country at the Olympics. And like, I know a lot of people, especially we're talking about the core dudes again.
Diehards.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to like narrow anyone down. But there's a lot of people who had bad things to say about the Olympics. And I don't know if it was as heavy in BMX as it was in the skate world. But a lot of people were like, no, this is stupid. Like, they're just going to have, whatever reasons they come up with, that having our sports in the Olympics is now bad. But if the government builds 5 new skate parks across Australia, that's, I don't know how many states they have or whatever. Or even if, let's say in Canada, they were to build a new skate park in every province, like a world-class Olympic training facility skate park. Like something similar to Joyride, or like those crazy outdoor parks we have out west or whatever. How could that be bad in any way for our sport?
Yeah.
Well, I think in none of it's not going to work.
No.
It's a little snowy there.
Yeah, well, we'll just do the bottom ones.
Yeah.
Right?
The important ones.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the Russians will come ride the Nunavut Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be chilling. They got their own. They don't need a park. They're fine.
They're fine. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, dude. I think that's like, it's so sick to see that people are actually seeing this as like, hey, this is something we should give a shit about, right? Like, and as you were saying, like, you're always going to have these gatekeepers, right? That's such a thing that, like, I hate so much, is just the gatekeeping and BMX and skating, and skateboarding has it way worse. I always feel like if you're just learning how to skate, it's probably like the worst thing in the world for some people. Like, if you go to like a hardcore park where you got people riding bull all day, these are all old dudes drinking paps, like, I can't imagine them being nice to, like, you know, a 6-year-old trying to learn. I don't know.
It'd
like,
be intimidating, but
definitely. And I still see the same thing with BMX. Like, there's plenty of dudes where it's like, even a person on a scooter and you're being a dick, and it's like, no one's gonna want to continue with this. No one's gonna want to like trade over to BMX if you're gonna be an asshole to them. Like, you're just pushing people away, right? I think that no matter what, most things when it comes to media and whatnot is going to be good attention for BMX for the most part. Obviously, you know, it's going to be some bad things. Like, it's funny when Billy Perry rode that water park and it got
bad.
Dude, when it got blown up, it's like, it makes BMX look bad because of the narrative that they were pushing. But like, how many BMX riders have actually rode a water park? I tried.
We all want
I
to.
tried, and I almost got arrested. So, like, I know better.
Like, look at what we've already talked about today. These stories of BMX in the news. BMX doesn't get in the news until somebody's throwing a lawsuit against a BMX rider for grinding their rail. Or jumping
somebody's bringing a fucking gold medal home. But that's like, what,
those
once every 4 years?
Are 2 options now, right? Like, you either... So, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting to see, like, how far our sport has really
grown,
come,
especially in the past like 10 years, like really in the past 10 years.
Huge to see, from it being this illegal thing to, you know, getting bashed on the news, to J-Lo on a bike in a Coach commercial, and then maybe that's just trendy or whatever, but like it's putting BMX out there in a positive way. So
I also think that skateboarding is like, you know, I get why they're like, oh, stop stealing our culture, essentially, which is like such a stupid way to put it. Like, I get it, you know, it's a lifestyle, but like, at the end of the day, man, like, every BMX rider is gonna be different. Every skater is gonna be different. The only thing that holds us together is like this one thing that we enjoy doing, right? Like, it's definitely a culture, you know, there's definitely a lot that goes on in it, and you really give a shit about it when you're really into it. But I think that's with everything, like, and I definitely don't think it's a bad thing if people are going to come in, like with skateboarding. That's why they have so much money, is because people are going to go out and buy skate clothing, even though they don't skateboard. Right. And like, all the core dudes are going to hate that. But think about all the top pros in the world for skating. Like, there's a lot of them that are making pretty good money because of it. Like, and I think that's something that we should try and desire and try and have in BMX. Right. But
yeah, it's like an interesting one. Like, I mean, Thrasher, that's great. Every time I used to see guys in like Thrasher hoodies, and like my joke was always, as I'd go up to them, I'd be like, yo man, where do you skate? And they'd be like, oh, I don't. I was like, oh, like, sorry, I just thought maybe we'd catch a session sometime. Like, I was fucking with them. Dude, that was just me being a dickhead. So
I had some fucking assholes do that to me at Conestoga Mall. I was literally like, went there the one day, and I think I was wearing like some sort of skate gear, or like maybe a BMX shirt even. But like, you know, it's pretty similar. And these dudes were like, hey, do you skateboard? I was like, no, but you know, I'm really into BMX. Like, it's a really similar thing. Like, you know, if you and they I guess they were doing some sort of like interview for a college project, and they were like, oh no, we're only interested in somebody that skateboards. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know so much about skateboarding. My dad is a fucking skateboarder. I have literally like researched skateboarding, just not just as much as BMX, but a lot. Like, it's definitely a very prominent thing in my life is skateboarding, even though I don't skate. And just because I don't fucking wood push,
it's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it is. That's the thing.
Learn new tricks and get stoked on your buddies and like hang out at the skate park, man. So
yeah, I just thought that was funny. I couldn't tell if they were gonna be like, we recognize you, and then I got all fucking sad. I was like, oh fuck you, you assholes. Like, you're not even gonna let me talk about how cool skateboarding is. Fuck you. Oh fuck.
Oh, you got a camera? What movies have you made?
Yeah, fair enough, eh?
Yeah, bro, you on Netflix, bro? No?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. Let's talk about, or I guess let's watch some video parts. Let's not talk about them. Let's watch and talk about them.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so friend of the show, Nik Ford, sent in his new video part. Nik Ford has now been riding BMX for 25 years.
Dude.
And he wants to show off, riding at 25 years of BMX, essentially. So we're going to check that out. If you guys have not seen it before, check out our episode with Nik. I think it's 81.
It's a wild one.
It's fucking nuts, man. Nik has a crazy story, and it's very interesting. Basically, Nik was pronounced dead and then got a second chance at life. That's kind of the best way that I can put it. It's hard to even describe. But very cool dude. He's always loving BMX, always doing shit for the scene. He's it's one of the most interesting episodes I've done. So go and check it out if you haven't seen it before. But yeah, let's check out his video.
I'm psyched. This guy's got a lot of energy in his interview, so.
Yeah, he's super sick.
How old is he now? Like 30 something?
Definitely up there. I cannot remember. I have to, sorry, my mouse and keyboard.
Bro, that's sick.
I'll go back here. We're going to restart this. What I love about Nik is that he's got that, like, interesting, unique style of just, like, doing weird shit, right? Like, he's literally doing a caveman off of a forklift. And then he has a drawing on his Instagram of him, like, basically prepping what it's going to be like. Like, I love that. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah,
Rodeo grind.
Rodeo grind.
I always wonder if people could actually gap to rodeo grind. I'm sure people have done it.
Oh my god.
But like the step over while you're in it is kind of, I don't know. It'd be cool if you could gap into that, right?
If you messed up, you'd die.
Oh, you'd fucking eat it. Like,
You'd get smoked.
I love that though. The X up bar.
Hander bar. All right.
He's got such a unique style, man. I love his like X ups and whatnot, and just everything this dude does is really sick. Bar grind, bar. I love that.
Yeah, boy.
Fuck yeah. Pedal Smith, that's really rad. That's one that you don't see that often, I guess.
No, it's kind of like a. Was it Butcher or is it the other way?
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't remember which one's
yeah.
which, but. All right, that's cool. That looks fun.
Yeah. He always throws in some stuff with his family, which is I like it. He's definitely. At the end of the day, he loves BMX, but his family's first, which is awesome.
Nice, dude.
I also think that like making a video part is so unique to you and it's so personal, right? And like to include that kind of stuff, for some people it's not going to be a thing, but for others it's like they want to have that because it's just as important.
That was just a piece of concrete in the middle of the grass.
Yeah, right?
Sick.
That oververt thing is sick.
Oh my god.
Reminds me of the one in London, except that you have to hop into that one. There's like a gap at the bottom, right?
That was cool.
Kinked ledge, that's really sick. Dude, every park in the UK, I swear, has like a kinked rail or like a kinked ledge. I'm like, why is that not a thing here?
Dude, that's why they're all such handrail killers over there.
I know.
That and they got those like little rails by the grass everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why you get your Joe Jarvises and Jordan Godwins and stuff that can just pegs hard 3 anything.
Right.
That was
that is
sick,
actually
bro.
really cool. It's like a 270 to pedal stall almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super into the X-up grinds, which I love.
That was tight.
Nice. Front
Nice.
brake usage. I always like that.
Whoa.
Could you imagine doing that, Caleb? Because that's one of your like tricks that you do is literally like sprocket feeble or like sprocket 180 out, but then like X up in that. That's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
All right.
Dude, he's got it everywhere,
Throw
too.
the hands in. I love it.
Some
A
flatland.
little bit of
I love to
flatland?
see
That's
when you
cool.
see everything, right? Like if you can see some flatland, you can see some dirt, some street, some park. Like that's a well-rounded rider.
Mm-hmm.
We all know how I feel about all-around
How
riders.
many clips did he get on this thing?
Dude, I don't know, but they're all different and they're all
Oh,
unique,
yeah.
which is sick. He's got some duffs. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he rides for Duffs, right?
Yes, he
Little
does.
Sponsor plug.
That
Perfect.
Yep,
that was
throw that
really
in there.
great.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you, Nick, for sending that in.
That was
It's
great.
always rad to see stuff from you, so keep at it. Keep killing it. We always love to see stuff from you.
And I think we missed it, but he did do a skid in there at one point. I think that's sweet.
Dude, skids.
Hell yeah.
Love a good skid.
That's
Hell
like
yeah.
Chris's shit.
Dude, I put brakes on. I can't help it. That's like the first trick you learn is how to skid.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
still,
yeah.
dude, I was on my motorcycle last week. The light turns red. I'm gonna gun it and then just do a skid for as long as I can. Because it's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's just fun.
I love it. Yeah, we got some other video parts here that I'd love to check out. So obviously, another friend of the show, Chijioke, just put out his new video part, and I seen this probably like 2 months ago. But dude, Chijioke is the fucking man, and like this video part, I actually feel like is by far one of the best video parts that's come out in the past like year or so. Like especially with him being so local, like
Yeah.
definitely one of the top parts in Ontario. Like he's such a unreal rider. He's always like he's the hype man too, which I love. Like when Mike Gray came to town with him, Chijioke showed up, didn't even take his bike off the car, and just like constantly all day was just hyping everyone up.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, he's a really rad dude. So let's check that out. Let's see what Chijioke's been up to.
I'm really excited for this.
Dude, he's the man. He's got that brake usage, everything else. Like, it's super sick. Northern Embassy. I love seeing them
Represent,
making a
represent.
comeback, dude. They've been super rad to see, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
always shouting me out too. So thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. Oh, come on. Don't buffer on me. This is the one time I don't want it.
Oh, freaking Skydome clip.
That's right. Dude, he's so good. And I believe Joel did all the filming and editing for this. And Joel, if you know Joel, he kills it, man. He's such a great filmer. Pegs over into the bank. I love that. What I love too is that this is a line. It's like he's doing other shit too. Ice 270.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, dude?
That's a steep, crusty bank.
Yeah. Dude.
That's sick.
That's like my dream trick, literally. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I have a ton of dream tricks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Haven't done most of them.
That was really cool. The kind
Yeah.
of like alley-oop wall tap out of that tires. Smith. Feeble. Tap.
Oh,
2-7. Like,
God
what the
damn.
fuck, dude?
That
Brake
was
usage and
sick.
spot usage is so sick. Like, he's so good.
Mm.
That's the thing, too. It's like he didn't have to full cab there. He could have just cabbed and it would have been a good clip. This is like,
No,
fuck, dude.
chill.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm like, how is that a thing? Like,
Oh,
That is
wow.
so sick.
this wooden rail clip is sick, too.
That's pretty wild.
I love when you see just shit that, like, should not be ridden at all.
That looks
That was really
How do you
cool.
crook that, dude?
Like, Peg's crook on a kinker is another dream trick.
That is a very short rail
Yeah.
to get a crook on.
Big wall over that. Dude, over pegs on the kinker to 180
Yeah.
out. It's so fucking sick. Mike Gray in all his
In the cut.
short glory. Chijioke's a big fucking dude, so he makes Mike look real small. So nuts, man.
Very good. Very tech.
The hard 180 is
yeah,
like,
dude.
he's got it on lock. This big gap to
Is
wall,
he doing what I... Okay.
back in. I'm
Okay.
like, fuck off.
That's wild.
Yeah. The pop back in is always like the craziest shit. This was sick. Reminds me of Eli Taylor.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
just
a
big
good
old
spot use.
Yeah. God
It's a
damn.
big square.
Yeah, big square rail. Ice, dude, this is so fucked. He's literally like the ice pick king. Him and Joel Fortin. This is nuts. I
That
rode this in the
spot is
summer.
Very hard to ride. That's...
Yeah, the fact that he went to flat is like, holy fuck, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. And what I love about that clip too is that it's kind of sketchy in the way that like when he lands, you can tell that was rough and like
Yeah.
that's sick. This is just so fucked, man. I cannot believe that he did this.
That's wild.
And the thing that's like so funny is that after how great that video part is, you see that last clip and you're kind of like, it's
Whoa.
almost that Garrett level where you're like, that was fucking sick as an
Yeah.
ender, but no 180 out?
No 180 out? No bar
Dude,
out, dude? No bar out?
No bar out. And I'm only
I don't
saying,
even care. I don't
that's the
even
thing. I'm only saying that
Yeah.
because that part was so fucking good. Where it's
Yeah.
like that ender is so beyond fucked, but because of Chijioke's like tech style and just how good he is, it's just kind of like,
You almost
oh, you didn't get
expecting-
greedy.
yeah.
You didn't try and 180 out of that because you
Like,
know he
man,
could.
yeah.
That's the
Definitely
thing.
could've.
He could have, which
But-
is like that's the scary
mean,
thing.
We're not we're not saying.
We're not saying that
Yeah.
clip sucks. We're saying that it's incredible, and that the fact that he even did that is nuts. But would be even crazier that he could do is 180 out of it.
I guess we know what he's gonna do next year.
Dude, absolutely.
He's gonna hear our podcast and be like, "Man, those guys are right. I better listen to those dudes."
Oh, I better listen to those washed up
Yeah.
fucks.
I saw that on Instagram, and it was like one of those things where, like, man, I've seen a lot of BMX tricks over the years, and you see stuff like, whatever, Logan Martin doing opposite triple whips or whatever. Like, yeah,
Right.
I've never seen that, but I understood that like something like that could be possible. Every once in a while, you see a trick or like a spot or something, like where you're like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I was in one of the We the People videos or something, but this guy was doing like, he like went over a spine and like landed in nose manual on the other side of the spine and like did a 180 out. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Like, yeah, I know
That's
you
so
could,
nuts, eh?
you could do an ice hard 5. No one's ever gonna do it, but like, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
But like something like that, you're like,
Is that allowed?
yeah, I wouldn't even ever in a million years thought to do like something like that.
Fuck
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really sick.
I do gotta say, man, I think that a lot of those crazy brake tricks were only possible because he was using the Chijioke brake tartar, which is a must. I use it every time I ride.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't using this, I promise you that your brakes.
Use
Aren't
discount
good.
code GoatCaveLive for 0% off your purchase.
Yeah. Send Chijioke a message and be like, "Yo, I heard about it on the Goat Cave," and he'll add a 15% gratuity, and then
Yeah, you'll
he
pay
takes it.
more.
Yeah, you'll pay more for it, but I promise you it's worth it. No, that stuff is actually really good, and I use it on both front and back, and like my shit locks up,
Mhm.
which is like what I want. I never want brake slippage. I never want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That made me want to go ride.
dude, I know
Every
that
video
part
so
is
far has
good.
made me want to go ride.
Yeah,
So
dude. Well, hopefully this Mike Gray one just shuts it down. We're gonna be like, well,
yeah, probably not.
we can't ride now. We're not good enough, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some videos where you see where you're like, wow, that was amazing, like the best BMX ever. And there's other videos you see where you're like, I'm getting the bike, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Chijioke. That part was incredible. I always love Chijioke's riding. We're gonna get Chijioke and Mike in here at some point, and it's gonna be rad. I'm really excited to sit down and chat with them.
That's sick.
Those dudes are they're so sick, man. They're so rad,
Mm-hmm.
and getting them in would be really cool.
I
So,
think Cheeto's like, he's very underrated too, man.
Super
that
underrated.
Dude should be on the map. Like,
super underrated. And what I love about him is that he's the nicest dude on the fucking planet. That
Mhm.
guy is like so beyond cool, so beyond chill. Like, he literally is just all about BMX, all about having a good time, and just, you know, he's the perfect hype man. Like, literally, I was talking about that, but like, he's just there to fucking get you pumped. He never wants to steal the spotlight. He never wants to do any of that. He just wants to ride, and he wants to make everything better. And he does that. Like, literally just having him around is like, it makes that session so much better. So
Hell
shout
yeah.
out to him. Fuck yeah. Now, let's move on to Mike Gray. He put out a new video part, another Ontario local, another Goat Cave friend. Mike is he's an animal, dude, and the fact that he's putting out video parts as quick as he is, I mean, 1 or 2 a year is pretty fucking wild. Like, he came to Kitchener for his Vans video part, and I showed him around for the day, and that was by far one of the best riding experiences that I've ever had. It was just like not riding my bike, just going and seeing what, you know, he would do on our local spots, and fucking mind blown, dude. Like, it's funny when you get like an actual real life pro
Yeah. They're
to
on
come and
another
ride your
level.
stuff. Yeah.
Like, there's always that one dude at the local who's like the best, but then sometimes you see like, these pros ride, or like even getting to see like Corey Walsh ride in person. You're like, what the hell, dude? Like, literally things that you and your friends used to laugh about, and they'll do it. And you're like, I didn't
think that was possible.
Yeah.
I always joke about somebody airing through the rafters at the Chicken Bowl, and I don't think it's possible because of the way that the rafters are built.
Yeah.
But if anybody was going to do it, I'm like, I could name off a couple names that could do it. And like, dude, that would be fucking wild. But yeah, let's check out this Mike Gray part. I'm really excited for this. I have not seen this. I wanted to keep this, like, you know, out of my head because I just want to see it live, you know? This dude kills it. Dude, already
I thought he was.
big gap into this roof.
I thought he was gonna do a cannonball. I was like, bro.
I know. It's so wild. He might. You never know.
Yeah, he might do one.
Hey,
Already starting off with a huge backwards pegs to cab
Yeah.
out.
long guy.
I just love that, like, a backwards pegs looks ridiculous when you have it on like a backed up angle like that. It literally looks like it should be like played in like reverse. Mike is like literally the rooftop slayer.
I
Like,
was gonna say, like, I don't know when he started
dude.
jumping off
who
roofs.
does that? Who just drops off a roof to fucking 360 manual? Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
what? Cab pegs? That's so
Oh, man,
gnarly.
that-
Mike is not a rail rider either. Like, I showed him a bunch of
Hey,
gnarly rails in
that's that
Kitchener.
spot from the.
Yeah, the Chijioke part.
Yeah.
This is sick.
Cool. I seen this.
This gives me like Garrett vibes. Other than Garrett
Yeah.
would do wall 180, like hard
It's
180
all
into
whatever,
that.
yeah.
But dude, still so sick. This spot looks incredible too.
Oh hell yeah, it does.
We gotta go to Toronto.
There's
Yeah.
Chijo, the hype man. I
Drop-
told you. I
drop me a
told
pin.
you. This spot is really cool.
Yeah.
I love when you see like,
Damn.
Dude.
like a bank out of that. What the fuck? That's so cool.
Oh. Oh.
Dude.
That's
That's
cool.
sick.
I really like that.
What I think is so sick is that like Joel, Chijo, and Mike are all filming this shit on the same day. Like, that's why they're at the same spots, is like,
yeah.
because these dudes are just absolutely fucking shredders and they're hyping each other up the whole time. What the
Three
fuck,
tuck.
dude? A 3-tuck out of a
Mm.
feeble grind.
He's always had those like just dialed.
Yeah.
Those dialed tuck no handers, yeah. I love
All
this ledge tech too.
Around the world.
That's a sick rail. Oh my god.
180 tuck out
Thank
of
you,
the
bud.
fucking
Yeah.
rail. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, what are you
Backwards tuck, backwards. That's the thing. I'm like, that should just be played in like reverse.
Yeah.
It should just be him hop, whip, tuck.
doing? That was sick too.
Yeah. Huge
Whoa,
5 over this
bro.
gap. I want to know where that spot is because
Landing
that looks
fakey
sick.
and that, even just like doing a 180 over that would be terrifying.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Dude, what the
All
fuck?
right.
This car wash spot is gnarly.
Whoa.
That
Again,
was
I didn't know
really
you
sick.
could do that.
I've been to this spot before, and this is beyond fucked. Let me just say that. Oh. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Another rooftop clip.
3 tuck.
Jeez, man.
That is so fucked. Bar.
No, dude.
No.
Manual. Holy shit, dude. That is so fucked.
Risky biz, dude.
Yeah, that is gnarly.
God
dude.
damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Okay, wait. That was all good, but did he do a foot plant to tuck no hander on a wall?
Yeah.
Is that what I saw?
Yeah, dude.
That was sick.
Dude, I can't believe he did that bar to manual down
Yeah,
that roof.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Anyone who's ever dropped a front wheel off a ledge, like
So, when he came to Kitchener, I took him to this spot that Johnny Cabardo has now claimed is the Mike Gray roof.
yeah.
And it's basically this roof where you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
just
yeah.
like hop up off this driveway onto the back of it because it's a lifted driveway. And he went up to manual and then was manualing across the whole roof, looking at doing just a manual across it to drop
Yeah.
off of a 10-foot roof. And then he started playing around with the idea of like hopping up and then doing bar manual drop, like because it kind of kinks, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's it's an
Yeah,
uphill
yeah,
bank
it's-
here and then it's flat. And literally I saw him like get to the point on where he was doing it and then he dropped his front wheel, just barely bumped it off
Yeah.
the edge and then went to flat. And I was like, this is why this guy is a pro, is because like anybody else would be like, I am never going to do a manual off a fucking roof because that's ridiculous.
No,
If you drop
dude.
your front wheel, you're fucked. Like
No.
I've done it. I did it off a loading dock where like I dropped the front wheel and I've never done it again. I'm like, I will never manual off of a giant drop like that because it's fucking
Happens.
terrifying.
Happens.
Yeah. So, dude, shout out to Mike because that is so fucked. And to see that he actually is like able to
Or
pull
if
that
you
off.
looped out, dude. If you looped out, like, oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. Brakeless,
Oh,
which
good.
is like another thing too, right? Like brakes is just when it comes to manuals, that's that added security. You can always just
Mhm.
pull the lever and you're gonna go and drop your front end. Like, dude, wild. That's so fucked.
Very high risk.
Definitely.
But
High risk, high reward.
yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, that was that is such a great ender. And what I love too is that like an actual ender. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's not
Yeah.
like a clip where you're like, oh, it's
This
over.
is the best clip, or this is the hardest clip. Like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is like, holy shit. Like that's what you end your video part on is
Mhm.
something like that. So dude, that's fucked. That's wild. Shout out to Mike, dude. That's unreal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get both him and Chijioke on at the same time. I think it'd be cool to talk about that video part. Get Joel in here as well to talk about filming it. I think that would be sick. Maybe we'll do that for 100.
It'd be a good episode. Like and subscribe,
Love it.
and then you'll see it.
But yeah, as you guys can tell, I have not figured out who's going to be episode 100 yet. I've had a bunch of ideas and I can't figure it out. So if you guys have anybody that you would want for episode 100, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get one of the people that you guys request. So let me know. Other than that, what are you guys saying? You guys almost ready to wrap this up? Do a shorter one
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, I think so.
I got
Unless
nothing
anyone's-
else to add.
I mean, I had that clip, but I was waiting for Brant Moore to get in the chat. So
Yeah, it's not here today.
kind of flex on him.
Should we hold off on that?
Yeah, definitely. Because the only reason
Alright.
I filmed that, like, I was gonna do it anyway, but the only reason I filmed it is because he kind of called me out for
Right.
complaining about being old, and I was like, you know what? He's right, bro. He's right. I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna do something new.
I love it.
So next week or next month.
Next month, yeah.
Whatever.
We're going to keep doing this as a monthly thing. So, in about a month, we'll be back doing this. And you know
Mhm.
what? It might be nice enough that we'll be able to go and ride for a couple minutes before or after. I mean, we do this on a weekday, so we'll see. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to try and get, these episodes, or not these episodes, but these days a little shorter on my work schedule just so that I can, set everything up on time and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But
So send in your clips, guys.
Yeah, we still want to do bail of the week, clip of the week, any of that stuff. And we're still trying to plan out some segments, even a name for this. Like, I don't mind Goat Cave Live because we are doing it live from the Goat Cave. But, I don't know, it'd be cool to change up the name. I think this is a different dynamic. There we go. That's the word.
The 5 Club.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we
Like
suggest that on the last one? The
5 Club.
The 5 Club.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be rad.
Send in your clips. Don't get your bike run over by a bus.
Yeah,
Throw
please
your
don't.
bike.
Don't drive off any cliffs.
If you guys have anybody, preferably local, that you would love to see come on and just chat with us about just random shit, let us know as well.
Yeah.
I think we're only going to be doing local people, though, because I don't have this set up to do call-ins at the moment with video. So, I mean, we could definitely invite some people over the phone or whatnot, but it's always nice to have somebody here with us. So,
Yeah, anyone can call in. I mean, if you guys are watching, I guess you
Yeah.
got to catch it live, but yeah, even hop on for 15 minutes, or if you have someone who wants to sit in with us and
definitely.
chat.
Yeah, it would be rad to hear it.
Or, you know, if you just want to talk some shit in the comments, I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Dude,
Love it.
same.
Catch me there. I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Love talking shit.
Yeah, it's my favorite, so
Great.
hit me up.
Yeah, other than that, I'm going to have some new merch soon, hopefully. So when I do, check it out. If you want some, you're going to end up kind of helping everything else, right? Like, I always put that money back into the Goat Cave or, you know, something to do with the show. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm super excited for it. And this stuff is all going to be completely handmade by me. There's no distributors. There's no nothing. In the past, I've had other companies make merch for me. This is literally all going to be completely made by hand by me, down to literally it being tie-dyed and screen printed, embroidered, everything. So I'm really pumped for it. It's going to be very personal.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, keep your eye out for that. Roughhouse in the chat right now. Drew 100%. Or Drew for 100. I had Drew on a while ago,
Yeah.
so check that one out. Drew will not be back for 100 because I only had him on here like 7 episodes ago, and also he's in Nova Scotia now, so
Yeah.
we're gonna just let Drew do Nova Scotia Drew things.
He meant Drew Hostleton.
Did he?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
Anyone remember that dude? He was sick.
I definitely do. Yeah, it's a name that I recognize for sure. Fuck yeah. But yeah, we'll end this off here. Thank you guys for checking it out.
Thanks,
Anything
guys.
you guys want to add?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Every time. Fuck yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Peace.
I think we all pointed in different